Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Wanda. Hi. In this video, I'll be using this beautiful colorful pearl adhesive vinyl collection. This collection consists of 8 beautiful colors. I'll be working on a 16-ounce Libby cup. I'll be using 3 colors. I'll be using this beautiful lilac, this beautiful Tiffany, and this beautiful pink. And we're in design space. On the search bar, I'll be typing in Easter Libby wrap. I'll be using one of their designs. Hit enter, and then just scroll down till you find the design you want. Once you find it, you can select it. And I'll be selecting this one. And as you can see, it gave me other options to choose from. And I see one that I like, so I'll be selecting this one. Now, add to canvas and select view. Here we have the design. It's already sized to the size I need. If you're making a different kind of design and you need to adjust the size, you can always adjust it. Make sure to always measure your blank so you have a correct sizing. I'll be selecting to make. You can save it as a project. In my case, I won't. Choose to work on a mat, 12 by 12, and then select continue. And as you can see, we have our mats. We'll need 3 different color vinyls to work with. And now select continue. Now I'm ready to cut my vinyl to size. I'll be using this paper cutter. Always cut your vinyl to size to make sure you don't waste any of the vinyl. This vinyl is thin and flexible to work with. TeckWrap says, this allows for seamless application on curved or uneven surfaces with ease. Here, I'm just cutting to size all 3 vinyls. One thing I forgot to mention is that this vinyl comes in 12 by 5 feet rolls and 12 by 82 feet rolls. And now it's time to cut the vinyl. I'll be placing it on a mat. I'll be placing it just like this and pressing it down to make sure it sticks to the mat. To set base material, I'll be selecting Browse All Material. I'll be cutting the material with Premium Outdoor Vinyl setting. This is the way it's worked for me before. And now select Done, and we're ready to go cut the material. I'm also going to select Remember Material Setting for all 3 vinyls, since I'll be cutting the same material. To remove the vinyl from the mat, place your mat facing down, hold the material down, and pull your mat up. This will keep it from rolling. Now we're ready to weed the vinyl. I'll be using this TeckWrap pin pen. I'm going to repeat it again. I really love working with this tool. It is very easy to use. Poke on a corner and then pull your vinyl up. And then just start removing the unwanted vinyl. When pulling it, be very careful. As you can see, this is very easy to weed. As I mentioned before, this vinyl is thin and very flexible. One thing I like about this vinyl is the shimmers and also the colors. TeckWrap says this vinyl is perfect for making decorative ornaments, custom decals for laptops, phones, and tablets, personalized drinkware, stickers for notebooks, journals and planners, labels and jars, containers and organizers, and embellishments for scrapbooking and card making projects. And we're all done. This was so easy to weed, and look, nothing came up. Now it's time to transfer it. I'll be using this TeckWrap transfer tape. This is the yellow grid tape. This is a high-tack transfer tape. TeckWrap says this is a premium quality product that works wonders with specialty textured vinyl such as shimmer and glitter, texture metallic, rainbow, and so on. It is available in 20 feet and 82 feet rolls. Now it's time to transfer our design. I'll be using these two squeegees. So let's prep this area and make sure we have everything we need. I'll start off by peeling a piece of transfer tape and folding the carrier sheet. This tape is very sticky, so be very careful. Then align it with your design, press it down, and then lift and pull out the carrier sheet. Now I'll be using a squeegee to burnish this. Make sure to burnish it very well so that it sticks to the transfer tape. Now I need to remove my carrier sheet off. I'll be using a small piece of parchment paper. Turn the design around and start peeling back the carrier sheet. Try not to touch the transfer tape. If it's not sticking to your transfer tape, you can always burnish some more. And then continue to remove the carrier sheet off. As I mentioned before, this tape is very sticky, so try not to touch it. You don't want to ruin your design. Just like that. Alright, since I'm going to be doing layers, I'll be using a piece of parchment paper. This will help me maneuver the design around so I can get it on the right spot. Make sure to leave a small piece just like this of tape uncovered. This way you can tape that small piece down, and when you lift your design along with the transfer tape, it'll stay down. Now you can lift and pull the parchment paper out. Push down on the transfer tape so that it can stick to the design, and then start burnishing it. Make sure to burnish it very well. You can also turn it around and burnish some more. Now that I've transferred the first layer, I'm going to go and do the second layer. I need to remove the transfer tape. Remember, this transfer tape is high tack. What that means is we need to be very careful not to pull up our design. If anything lifts up, you can always do like me and push down. Make sure it stays down. So far, so good. This is going very smooth. And now for the next layer. We're going to do the same thing we did for the first. Place the transfer tape over the design just like this. Make sure to have it straight. And now burnish it. Make sure to give it a couple of good burnishes. This will help make it stick to the transfer tape. I really love the way these colors combine for this project. These pastel colors are so beautiful. I've already used this vinyl for so many projects. I've used it before for cups, and I gotta say, it's durable and long-lasting. Here, I'm just removing the carrier sheet off. And now I'll be using this piece of parchment paper. I'll be placing this over the parchment paper. Make sure to lay it on there straight. Otherwise, you'll get it crooked on your cup. Also, make sure to leave a small piece of tape uncovered. Trust me, that will make life much easier for you. So here I'm just placing it, sticking it down, lifting, and removing the parchment paper out. Since this is a layered project, I need to repeat the same steps over and over a couple of times. Now, let's remove the parchment paper out. I'll be using a squeegee, the bigger one, of course. Since it's got a felt tip and it's much easier to glide, make sure to varnish it very well to get it to stick to the transfer tape. Now, for the fun part. This is a 16-ounce can Libby cup. I'm using some rubbing alcohol to make sure I get any dust that's on the cup. That will help the vinyl stick to the cup much better. Now I'm just varnishing some more, but on the back side. And as you can see, all of the vinyl is sticking to the transfer tape. And I'm just removing the carrier sheet, making sure not to touch any of the vinyl. Otherwise, that can ruin the project. The last thing you want to do is touch your vinyl and get any fingerprints on it. And once again, I'm using some parchment paper to help maneuver this on the cup. This way, if you place it on the cup crooked, you can always fix it. Now, I'll be placing it on the cup. The piece of tape that's uncovered, let's just lay it on the cup and press it down. To press it down, you can use your fingers just like this, or you can use a squeegee, whichever works for you. Here I'm using a cup cradle to hold my cup down. Very carefully start uncovering or removing the parchment paper and press down. Press down on your vinyl to make sure it sticks to your cup. Here I'm taking my time doing it to make sure I don't get any air bubbles in there. So I removed the parchment paper and now I'm just lifting the first piece that I laid down on the cup so that I have space to lay down my last piece. And just push down on each and every small piece of vinyl to get it to stick to the cup. Start removing the transfer tape off very carefully. Remember, this is a strong tape and you don't want it to pull up your vinyl. And there it is. I'm all done. This looks beautiful. I gotta say, this turned out really cute. Now for the bamboo lid and the glass straw. And if you watched to the end and you liked the video, don't forget to give us a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.